Greetings and salutations, listeners. It is the boy here with me, as always, when we talk about wrestling. With the, I believe you're technically the fourth nerd in the two nerd stable. Is Billy? Say hi to the people, Billy.
Hi, people.
And today we are here to talk about the WWE TLC pay-per-view, tables, ladders, and chairs, and thank fuck no stairs, for the year 2015. Before we get to that, obviously, we must do our due diligence. Don't forget all the YouTube things, and don't forget to check out Shining Wazato's song, Let's Get Hardcore. Super Blizzard made that song. He's a super great guy, and he gave us the song to use because he's super great, and he makes cool video games that you should probably check out too. Well, now that all that's out of the way, Billy, what'd you think of the show?
I thought it was pretty good throughout. Maybe a little paint by the numbers. I called every match except the Intercontinental Championship, but the aftermath of the world title I really fucking enjoyed.
I'd have to agree. I'm gonna be honest, I'm pretty fucking salty about the world title match's actual result, but the aftermath was good, and so long as they keep that aftermath going, I'm happy. If they don't, if it resets next week and what happened in the aftermath doesn't stick, then I cease to give a fuck. I think I might be done. But
I guess.
yeah, I think I might just be done until a situation has righted itself. But that is not how we do things around here. First things first, we start from the top of the card. I'm pulling it up on Wikipedia now, but I actually did watch one of the pre-show matches this time. Surprise, surprise. So we get to start with a pre-show match. The Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks match, and that was super fun. Do you have anything you want to say about it?
Well, I guess we could probably thank Mick Foley for this match, because he complained those two weren't getting enough time for their matches, especially after like a 4-minute match on Raw a couple weeks ago, where afterwards Foley threatened he might not watch another Raw.
That makes a lot of sense. I don't follow Mick Foley's Twitter because he brings up a bunch of stuff that just makes me sad. So I tend to overlook what he says, but if he got them more time, I'm happy because this was a good match. It was. I mean, it wasn't exactly paint by the numbers, but I kind of did see the end coming. How about yourself?
Yeah, I more or less, like I said, I more or less called just about every match on this card, which doesn't necessarily mean it was bad in any way. It's just I saw it coming.
Yeah. Not everything has to be a pointless swerve, you know?
Yeah, that's for Vince Russo to do.
I mean, after all, leave shit to the experts, right?
Yeah.
I will say that I kind of called the end to not every match. Because to be honest, most of these matches I didn't even know were going to be on the card. I kind of knew what the card was going to be beforehand, but not much. But I called the end to specifically the main event. I knew that's exactly what was going to happen, and I'm sad about it, but again, we'll get there. I kind of knew who was going to win the Divas title match, but not beforehand. It's just once they did all the video packages, it became really obvious who was going to win and how. But the rest of them I didn't really come into any like preconceived ideas to. Let's see here. So here's this. I don't really have much to say about the Sasha Banks Becky Lynch match aside from the fact that it was good. There were a couple really rough spots. I'm not gonna say bad necessarily, just, not amazing. There was one spot that really stood out to me where Sasha Banks ended up tumbling right onto her damn face because Becky Lynch didn't bridge low enough for a spot, and she ended up getting Sasha Banks' crotch right in her head. That was a funny spot, but I mean, clearly not what they intended.
And that's fine. I don't per se mind botches every now and then, as long as nobody gets seriously hurt. It adds to the realism that not everything's going to fucking work.
Yep, definitely. Um, I like the match overall. I don't really have much more to say about it. Obviously, you don't either. So next match.
Sure.
All right. We're actually recording this so soon after the pay-per-view that Wikipedia actually doesn't have the results up, so I'm going to have to scroll down to the matches, and those are in reverse order, so give me a second.
Really? I have it on mine.
Oh, man, do I have, like, bullshit second-rate Wikipedia? Is that how it works here? Is that how it's going to be?
Are you using like a mobile version or?
Yeah, I'm going to go get to the desktop site because I don't want to
Yes.
cover up the stuff for the podcast. Let's see here. But, anyway, first match was Rusev, looks like, versus no, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, it moved stuff around, and I forgot the order of this because the beginning of the show was kind of a blur. But the first match of the actual show was the tag team match. I don't know how I forgot where the I think I put this higher on the card in my head because it was hands down my favorite match of the night.
Yeah.
That largely due to the New Day being, the New Day, and Xavier Woods being amazing on commentary.
Would you expect anything less?
I mean, no, but I'm happy to see it anyway.
Indeed.
I love this match. This match was super fun. It was, spot a minute. It did, great things with the various ladder match stuff. There were a couple really good spots. There was one spot that straight up made me holy shit in real life. I backed away from the screen and went, fuck!
And what was that?
That was the Selena Del Sol into the ladder.
Mhm.
Oh damn, that was some shit, son. That looked like it hurt.
I always hold my breath on the Salida de Sol anyway, just because I'm a guy. I accidentally sat on my testicles before several times, and if his just happened to go low enough, that's going to be a major fucking bad day for him, even on a normal one.
Yeah, I mean you're right. It's a scary move to watch for that exact reason and many others. But I don't know, it's the rest of the match was also really good. I like the match story they told. I like that Xavier Woods stayed out of things until the very end, and all he really did was throw a trombone.
Yeah, I was a little afraid it might be a 2-on-2-on-3, so I'm glad they had him out there being part of the festivities without necessarily being part of the match for a lot of it.
Which is nice, and I like that they gave it an in-character reason. He mentioned that they get a lot of shit for having a 2-on-3 advantage, so he wanted to show that they didn't need it, but when push came to shove, he was willing to do it anyway.
Yeah. It's those little details that make things so much better.
Yep. Just good, solid booking. The Usos were good in it. The Lucha Dragons were good. Kalisto especially. Sin Cara, I mean, he was there. He was in the match. But Kalisto actually had some really good spots. Quite a few of them.
Well, I thought Sakara had a couple of nice spots. He did like a couple of the over the rope sentons onto ladders. One from the inside of the ring to the outside. That was good.
Oh, yeah, where he hit the ladder, and the ladder was a giant ladder, and both of the Usos were under it.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Sin Cara's always going to be a little secondary to Kalisto because Kalisto can do more flips. He's just more agile, and so like Sin Cara's always going to look a little step below. But that doesn't mean he necessarily has worse spots. He just has to be more creative with what he does have.
That's fair enough. And you're right. That spot was pretty damn cool. The Uso spots were. I mean, they did a bunch of the Uso spots. They did a couple really creative. I like that to the outside, top turnbuckle to the outside splash that I forget which Uso, because I'm never going to remember which one, did. That was a cool
It's the
spot.
one with face paint.
That shit's going to go on a highlight reel. That was a good spot.
Oh yeah.
But,
I'm glad they really didn't do much craziness with different ladder sizes. I mean, there were a couple of spots, but like I got really sick of seeing like the giant ladder and the mini hornswoggle ladder. Like I watched a ladder match best of DVD at one point, and like every fucking match has them.
The little hornswoggle ladder? Yeah.
Yeah.
The little hornswoggle ladder is amusing because it's clearly just it just exists to hit people, and I like that they put a ladder in there that literally looks like it just exists to hit people.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. I just felt like it got overused at some point.
Yeah, that's not a unfair criticism, even of this match, I'd say. But I'd say they mixed it up a little better than usually you see in a WWE match.
Yeah.
Did we actually say who won the Sasha Banks Becky Lynch match?
I don't know.
If we didn't, Sasha won. I mentioned that because I was about to get to the result of the tag match. The New Day wins in glorious fashion. Oh, I really do like that stable quite a bit. They are a fun bunch to watch. So is Up Up Down Down, Austin Aries' YouTube channel. That's also really good.
And it was nice that they got a plug on the pay-per-view.
Yes, and that's why I plugged it here because they actually plugged it on the pay-per-view, and it was such an in-character plug too. I like that Xavier Woods didn't have fancy hair, and they made a joke out of it.
They made it sound like he always has some fancy hairdo, but I only remember like 2 hairdos.
No, usually for pay-per-views, he does something interesting.
Well, fuck, I feel sad that I haven't been paying more attention to his hair then.
Yeah, no, last time it was like a really nice pompadour. I forget what it was before then, but it was something ridiculous. He got
like at SummerSlam, he had something, I forget what it was, but it was like a hair, there's a wed in it, I forget.
Yeah. He showed up to a Raw once with Rufio hair from Hook, and that was pretty great.
Yeah, that might be what I'm thinking of, because I heard Rufio, but I have no idea what the fuck that is.
It's from a movie. But aside from just gushing about this match being, 1, my favorite match, and 2, I honestly think the best match on the card, I don't really have much more to say about it. Mostly just positive things. Do you have anything?
Nope, just more positive things.
Alright, well, we normally like to keep it positive on the Two Nerds podcast, but there is a line where it just becomes gushing pointlessly, so the New Day, obviously, like I mentioned, goes over. Next match?
Sure.
Alright. We have Rusev with Ryback. Hoo boy. I honestly was not looking forward to this.
And I was expecting it to be good, but nothing special, and I think it achieved that.
Yeah, I was expecting it to not be very good, but it beat my expectations. It was a perfectly serviceable match between 2 very similar dudes whose deal is that they strong at stuff, and then they do punches. Vince loves this match, I'm sure. Like, these are 2 big dudes, they do big boots, and they lift each other. Great.
I'm not sure your characterization of Rusev is entirely fair. He does a lot more than just punching.
Normally, yes. In this match, I don't know that I would say that. I like Rusev. I like him a lot.
Yeah.
I think he's actually a really, really underrated guy, and as I've mentioned many times, for a while was the best book face in the company.
No, he's still a pretty good book face, some fucking how.
No, they were pretty. This was a pretty solid heel gimmick, like him and Lana working together to ruse, to borrow a phrase, Ryback into thinking that he had hurt Lana. That's pretty solidly heel.
Yeah, but he's just been so over the top, lovey-dovey towards her, and like I'm sure you saw in the video package,
Yep.
there was one point he deliberately threw a masked check on her.
The first time, I think the idea is the first time it was actually an accident, and then they decided to capitalize on it because they're bad people. I think is the idea behind it.
And I can't disagree, and I can't say that's necessarily bad, but it was not ever brought up, so it doesn't come across as that. I think it's another point in time where the commentators just aren't doing everything they really need to be.
They're having too much fun bantering, and King is just too married to those awful jokes he tells at this point. They don't spend enough time actually covering the stuff that's going on in the ring, and you're right. They didn't cover it. It becomes subtext, not text, and that's a problem.
Yeah. Well, and just in general, I don't like any any part of my wrestling show where the commentators are A, having fun, and B, suggesting other people are having fun. That's one of my problems with one of Naomi's spots where, like, she'll be whipped into the corner, she throws her feet up, catches you by the neck, pulls you in, and then rubs her ass in your face. And they always play it like, well, there's Naomi having fun in the ring. No, she's humiliating her opponent. She's making fun of them. Don't, fuck, why are you doing this?
It's... Look, I can't even blame them. I mean, I blame Cole for a couple things tonight. Like, he botched a couple names really badly. So much so that Xavier Woods actually got a really, really nice line off because he kept calling Kalisto Sin Cara.
Yeah. Cole has that problem. Like, once he makes a mistake like that on a night, he keeps making the same mistake over and over again. I forget what match it was at a WrestleMania a couple years ago, but he fucked up and called one of Randy Orton's DDTs a bulldog, and he just kept fucking it up the rest of the match.
Like, he's like Ron Weasley. He's fine. He's a great commentator so long as his confidence is up and everything's going right. Once he fucks up, it's just a downward spiral.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. Like, the Rusev Ryback match was the match in the card that did the second worst job of holding my attention.
Yeah. It was really never going to be one that held the attention. This probably should have been the piss break match.
Yeah, should have been right before the main event, I think. But things are as they are. Rusev eventually goes over via cheatery and bad sportsmanship. I mean, it was a fine ending. Made Rusev look canny. Made Lana look good. Sold them together as a unit. It's good heel booking. Ultimately,
Yeah.
nothing special. Nothing worth continuing to comment on.
If we could, if we just wanted to fuck around and, screw with the listener a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, we could, but nah. Next match?
Sure.
Alright. Alberto Del Rio versus Jack Swagger. And whoo boy, the fans did not fucking care about Jack Swagger.
Oh, I know. To his credit, like, when he came back on Raw a few weeks ago, they were really into it. I don't know why they weren't tonight.
It's, you know what, they still were with the We the People chant. They still liked that, they still did it. But when Jack Swagger was actually doing moves, they didn't seem to give a fuck. And I know why. It's the same thing that's been plaguing Jack Swagger since the beginning of his career. It's the same reason they've strapped mouthpiece after mouthpiece after mouthpiece on him. Aside from his speech impediment, which is a lot better now, actually. And the fact that he's kind of got a voice that doesn't really match him as a person. Like, size-wise, he's a big, giant, brawny dude, and he kind of has like a voice of someone you stuff in a locker. So it doesn't... It's kind of a weird contrast. I mean, aside from that and his speech impediment, he just, for whatever fucking reason, him and Berto actually have the same problem. They cannot sustain a push. They can get pushed to the moon, and then they can't sustain it. They can't keep the fans' interest, and it just wanes over the course of like a month, maybe two. And people stop giving a fuck. This has happened to Jack Swagger on so many occasions that I'm done counting them, and I have been for a while. And Berto, it happened to him last time he was in America. I guarantee, give it like this League of Nations thing, give it 3 months after it continues, and people stop caring about Berto in League of Nations. And then once it ends, give it 2 months, and they will stop caring about him the fuck at all. Because Berto, like Jack Swagger, has this problem where, for whatever reason, it's not a mic problem, they're both pretty good. Again, minus Jack Swagger's speech impediment. It's not a in-ring performance problem, because, I mean, to be fair, Alberto Del Rio is probably one of the most talented wrestlers on the fucking roster, and Jack Swagger is, as I have stated before, an incredibly underrated power wrestler. They just cannot, for whatever reason, sustain a push. Fans don't fucking care about them. It's not even that they hate them. They just don't care.
Yeah, and like, with Del Rio, I don't, like, I've watched him and tried to specifically pinpoint what the problem is, because he's good in the ring, he has a good work, he has the intensity. I mean, maybe his mic work isn't super great, but
universal. It's not like he has no charisma. He's fucking huge in Mexico. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't get it. American fans just do not give a fuck about Alberto Del Rio. I'm not gonna say they never will, because that alchemy is always possible. You can always strike that chord and make people care. But like, it's just not gonna happen. Like, unless you change something, and I cannot tell you what because I fucking don't know what's going on. Berto and Jack Swagger are two people who are just never gonna be able to sustain a push. As far as I can tell, I'd be super happy to be proven wrong for either of them. To be fair, I was a little tired of Alberto before, but I like this very intense gimmick he's got going, and he is still very talented, so I don't really want to see him not succeed. I want to see him succeed, and I like Jack Swagger, but they just fucking, they're not good at sustaining a push for whatever reason.
Yeah. And I mean, I think you could at least make Swagger own his speech impediment. Like, all you need is one good patriotic thing, like Jack Swagger represents America, and America is not perfect. It is imperfect, like Swagger, so he has this impediment. I think you could at least own that and maybe get just over that hump to work on something for him.
I mean, at least fucking acknowledge it. The fans would like it. I mean, he might end up being a joke character, but you can make good money being a joke character. Santino did very well for himself. But at least
I would hate that for Swagger.
Yeah, I mean, me too, ultimately. But if it is what it is, you know? But at least acknowledge it. At least, whoa, what the fuck? Did you explode?
No, sorry, I dropped something and it hit other things and things went rolling.
But I don't know, dude. It's just like, at least acknowledge it. At least like have somebody crack a joke about his speech impediment, and then have him either get mad or shrug it off. Like, yeah, I have a speech impediment, but I fucked your mom last night. I mean, just, I mean, anything, fucking anything, dude.
Well, and like to our discussion that we could pretty much call every match, like this was one of the matches for a brief moment, I thought maybe they're going to swerve and have Swagger win, because, like, you look at the card, and the heel won in, like, every match to the Intercontinental. And I guess, kind of, the Divas? So I thought, like, and you can't sustain that to a card, generally. It has to be a give and take. So I thought maybe they were going to swerve it, and there was this moment at the end when Del Rio had the pile of chairs and Swagger hanging in the corner. And I messaged the boys. I said, I think, well, what's it going to do? I thought Swagger was going to move. Del Rio was going to drop on the chairs and hurt his ankle. Swagger capitalizes for the victory. And
That would have been a way cooler end. I'm gonna be honest. Don't get me wrong, that fucking spot was really good, but I like that spot a lot. But, like, that would have been a better end.
I'm sure you noticed on the messenger when I messaged you, like, I was really super excited. I think I know what they're doing. And, oh no, I was wrong.
Yep, I believe your exact phrase was, I'm too creative for my own good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
I mean,
would have been a really fucking great ending, I thought.
it would have been a good way to finish the story of the match. The other ending was just fine. It was a cool spot, but it didn't tell a story. It didn't give us resolution on, Alberto hurting his leg earlier in the match, and him, I mean, to be honest, just completely forgetting to sell it.
Yeah. And he seemed to have forgot the ankle, like, immediately. Like, he was walking fine for a minute, and then, like, oh yeah, oops, ow, and kneeled down.
Yeah, after the match was over, he was all, oh yeah, I was supposed to be hurt.
Well, he did that mid-match, too.
Yep. It's just, like, that's a common problem in modern day wrestling, is people just forget to sell. Just
And
entirely.
it happens. I mean, even in the Iron Man match at WrestleMania between Michaels and Bret Hart's arm got worked over for, 45 minutes, and then he, like, forgot about his last 15.
Yep. It just happens. Like, you can play it off really easily in wrestling as them just having too much adrenaline and not noticing the pain, working through it sort of thing. It's just, you can't do it all the time, otherwise the suspension of disbelief starts to erode. Berto wins with a pretty decent spot. Is that his finisher now, or?
I don't know. I think they're going for kind of like he doesn't have one finisher, because he's ended it with a super kick as well. He's ended it with a backstabber. I don't think he's ended one with his armbar, though he's done the armbar.
something recently. They actually seem super reluctant to end any match via submission unless it's a Divas match. Can you think of the last time a non-Divas match ended by submission?
Well, Rusev Ryback ended with submission.
No! Ryback didn't tap. He passed out. There's a difference.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Now I can't think of it. That's rather rare to see anyway, though.
I mean, it always should be fairly rare, because it's like the strongest way you can put somebody over. But, I mean, it's odd that it hasn't happened in long enough. Then again, I don't watch week to week. Maybe it happens more often week to week. But it's odd that it's been long enough that I actually can't remember. You know what? Last high-profile time I saw, I heard it was, didn't Brock Lesnar tap in the controversial Hell in a Cell match that I didn't watch?
I don't think he tapped in that one, but he did at SummerSlam.
In one of them, he tapped.
Taker tapped at SummerSlam, but it wasn't the actual finish.
Yeah, I remember that too. But it's just they seem oddly more reluctant than usual. I just noticed that, that's why I brought it up. But I don't know if they're going for like a general all-rounder gimmick for Alberto, and that he's that guy who can finish a match any one of a number of ways. I don't know. That's a pretty decent thing. You'd have to actually have the announcers, fucking talk about that for it to work. But hey, they're trying. I don't really have anything else to say. You?
Nope. I just kind of went back to Survivor Series to see if there was a submission, and it was the Divas match.
Yeah, this is a very interesting pattern I seem to have uncovered. But next match.
The pay-per-view before that, Hell in a Cell, that was also the Divas match that ended with submission.
They keep ending Divas matches via submission, too.
Yeah. Which is fine, that's cool. It really puts them over, but, now I'm kind of obsessed. When was the last fucking time on pay-per-view?
Well, you feel free to look it up. I'm going to introduce the listener into the next match. It was the Wyatt family versus a paleontology exhibit that had escaped from the museum. What the fuck was I witnessing? The mothballed Dudley boys, who have been back for a couple months now, and I am thoroughly tired of, because they can't... They gas out so fast. Then they managed to dig Tommy Dreamer up out of whatever New Jersey hole he was in.
TNA was that New Jersey hole.
Oh, I don't watch TNA, so, I mean, that makes sense.
Well, he was like a producer for them.
Ah.
I don't know what his status with him is at the moment.
Then, they also brought in Rhino, who had been in NXT for a little while, and they brought him up. I am gonna be completely honest. This is a little bit of spoilers. Normally we don't give you the results right away. I'm gonna go ahead and give you the results right away. The Wyatts win, and they win really strong, and if it had ended any other fucking way, I'd have been real mad.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, this was probably the best match I've seen out of the Dudleys in a long time. And Rhino and Tommy Dreamer did their jobs because it was a multi-man garbage match where they could feel free to lay around and catch their breath for 10 minutes at a time.
I was just a little disappointed that I didn't get one fucking goal.
Yeah, I think everyone on Earth was a little disappointed who watched this, because at least anyone who knows Rhino, you kind of want to see it. If you're gonna bring him up, I mean, come on, it's like it's his thing. More than just being his finisher, it's what everyone knows him for. He has one of the best spears in history. But...
And he hasn't done it on Raw or SmackDown since he's been back either. There's been no goddamn doors.
It's unfortunate, really. It's a waste of your Ryback. It's a waste of your... I almost called him Ryback. It's a waste of your Rhino, but ultimately I'm happy that it didn't happen, because it would have meant eliminating another Wyatt, and I like that they ended this shit 1 elimination to 4. They went over really strong. They did a lot to help sell Big Strongman, or whatever the fuck his name, Straw Bowman. The big guy.
Braun Strowman.
Yeah, the Braun. Stand behind Braun. That guy. They did a lot to sell him, which is good, because he kind of got shit on in the Undertaker Kane gimmick. And, I mean, so did the rest of the Wyatt family. But this is a really great way to help sell them, to help establish them again, to help put them over. They really did a lot to sell those guys. They did a lot to sell Harper. Not so much Rowan, but then again, Rowan was always kind of the poop shoot of the Wyatt family anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, he looked strong right up to that point. And like, I forget that's like his role up until it happens. I'm like, oh yeah, that's what Rowan is there for.
Yeah, he's there to be the guy who gets eliminated first.
Yeah.
It was a solid match. It was what it was. It wasn't like a technical showcase, obviously, but for the match that they were trying to wrestle, they wrestled it very well, I thought.
Yeah. What the fuck's going on your end?
Yeah, that's the cat. She's in heat. Sorry, listener.
Oh, okay.
Deal with it.
Well, at least something is getting heat tonight.
Hey!
Yeah, I agree the Whites should have won, but I don't know, maybe it's just because they've lost so many goddamn times. I can't get too excited about it either.
Because you're sure, as I am, that next month Tommy Dreamer's going to beat them all up with kendo sticks and they'll get buried again.
Yeah.
I mean, you're right. It's as inevitable as the tides at this point. They keep fucking burying the Wyatt family. But I'm glad that they gave them this one. Even if it's only so they can bury them again.
Well, and that's just a big booking problem WWE has, and that has been noted recently. Like, they just 50% book everything. Like, nobody is allowed to gain any momentum. They immediately have to give the point back to the other person, and it doesn't fucking help anyone.
They don't build anything. They just continue. They just do a week-to-week show. It's very in-the-moment booking, and doesn't show a lot of planning. And I'll get to that shit later.
Well, and the weird thing is, it's not that they don't sit down and think of things and plan things like Del Rio splitting from that, as apparently was in the works immediately. How to separate them, and clearly they have an overarching plan on year to year on how to get to Mania, but it's like week to week they don't know what the plan is.
They have an overarching strategy, but they're not good at week-to-week tactics. They're not. Their on the ground ideas are a little rusty, a little fuzzy, but their overall plan for the year is usually fairly solid. Usually. The match was fine. Next match?
Yeah.
Alright. Dean Ambrose versus Kevin Owens. This is the match on the card that did the absolute, bar none, worst job of keeping my attention.
Really?
I'm not saying it was a problem with that match. As far as I was able to give a fuck, that was a perfectly fine match. Both guys were doing their jobs. Two talented wrestlers wrestling a fine match. Told a good story with it. I just didn't care. I literally couldn't have given less of a fuck if I tried.
Damn. I thought it was a pretty good match up until my feet shit on me and I didn't get the ending.
The ending was, he won. Dean Ambrose won on a roll-up. It was after he did his finisher, and Kevin Owens managed to get 2 fingers on the ropes to break the count. So then they, both got up, did a move or two maybe, roll-up, win. It was, I wish I had more to say about this match, because it was a good match, and I'm always shitting on Kevin Owens, and he didn't do bad here. I literally couldn't have given less of a fuck if I tried. I liked Dean Ambrose. Just didn't matter. I did not care.
Why? Why do you think that was?
You know what? I'm not even sure. Something about the match just didn't pull me in. Maybe it was the way they started maybe didn't pull me in, or maybe it was something to do with their ring chemistry being off. But I just, I suddenly gathered up a little ADD and could not focus on this fucking match. I was checking Twitter, and normally I don't have any problem with that shit. I put my phone down, I don't have distractions, I can focus on the wrestling match just fine. This shit just it could not keep my attention.
That does not bode well if anyone else also feels that way. Their feud, which started pre-Survivor Series, has just been
Yeah,
But
and from what I understand, the build for it hasn't been very good. And they, you know what? It might be that these guys don't honestly seem to have any animosity toward each other.
well, and I mean, just the full history of their feud so far is like they started off well in November, and then when Rollins got hurt, like WWE lost all pretenses of any feuds, even though both guys were in the tournament and went to the semifinals to fight. They just like dropped all pretenses of the feud, and then they picked it back up afterwards. But like there was one night where Owens was there, and then the next week he was sick, so he wasn't fucking there to build it at all. And then the last thing we really saw, last two things we saw were the popcorn in the face, and then the usual contract signing goes to hell. Like there wasn't, like they just got fucked every step of the way. It seemed.
Yeah, and honestly, Kevin Owens did a pretty decent job of trying to fix that because that pre-match promo was good. It was solid.
Yeah.
I liked it, but like it just didn't do enough. I didn't get the idea that these guys wanted to fight each other. They were both, as far as my brain was telling me, they were both here to to have a match, cash a check, go home. There was
Well, and maybe it was because they knew it didn't have much of a build, and they were just a little disappointed. And maybe that it was just like some X factor in how they did everything that suggested that in an undertone.
I mean, maybe I honestly I'm more inclined to just blame myself and say that I was tired enough of seeing not that particular match, just like those two guys wrestle that match specifically because I mean it was pretty much the same match they had last time. I guess I was just tired enough of it that I didn't care. There was a cool thing. I believe this was Dean. I believe at one point during the match, Kevin Owens covered Dean Ambrose in chairs and just kept throwing them at them, Terry Funk style, which I like the JBL mentioned. I like that, but I mean that was mostly just
I don't fucking remember that at all.
that. I mean that might have honestly been a different match. I might be trying to ascribe good things to this match in the deficit of being able to remember fucking anything about it.
I said Dudley's very Strowman under table.
No, somebody buried somebody under chairs. It was either this or Del Rio did it to Swagger, but I honestly think it was this one.
I don't recall that at all. I mean, this has DQ enabled as a word out of a way of saying that as it was. Because, I mean, hitting them with the chair should have ended the match.
Oh yeah, no, this wasn't a no DQ match, so it had to be the Del Rio Swagger match. See, this is how little I remember of this fucking match. I'm trying to give other cool spots to it.
Remember that time when Kevin Owens threw the trombone at Ambrose? That was great.
Yeah, that was a good spot. Good job with that trombone, Kevin Ambrose.
Kevin Ambrose, like, you fucked up the name deliberately and accidentally. That's how bad this match was.
I mean, I think maybe it was just a personal preference thing. This thing just wasn't my cup of tea. Dean Ambrose wins. I literally have nothing else to say about it because I've already said the same thing about it like 20 goddamn times. You?
That's for me. I was really disappointed after my feet cut out on me. And for the record, dear listener, I did not come back to like close to the end of Charlotte Page.
Yep. Charlotte Page was a thing that happened after Dean Ambrose and Kevin Owens match. Did a much better job of keeping my attention. So good for them. They got, as we always try and keep track of the times the Divas are given, they got more time than the Rusev-Ryback match. They got 10 minutes. Rusev-Ryback got 8. They got more time than the Owens-Ambrose match by like 40 seconds. But other than that, they were bringing up last. Even the Sasha Banks Becky Lynch match got more time. But aside from that, they had enough time to tell the story they wanted to tell. Now, I want to bitch about this match. And I'm sure you do too, Billy. But I think it's important that we get something across first. The rest of the internet is wrong about how they're bitching about this match. Would you agree?
Yes. And that's something we did notice while we were watching. It's like the internet wrestling fans, for as much as we shit on them, they know when something is wrong and need to bitch about it, but they seem to bitch about the wrong thing about it.
They understand that the bad thing is happening that is not entertaining. Then they pick the exact wrong reason to bitch about it.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, Charlotte is kind of in the middle of a heel turn. She's, following in Daddy Flair's footsteps. They're bringing a lot more Rick in. She's doing a bunch of the old Rick spots. And she's kind of in the middle of the dirty cheater heel turn. Paige was last month, and near as I can tell now, is still a heel. So it kind of was a heel versus heel match. Now, that's the thing the internet has picked up on to bitch about. That's not something worth bitching about. A heel versus heel match is not an inherently bad thing. You can do those very, very well. They're harder because, for the same reason face versus face matches is harder, it confuses the fans as to who they want to root for. But we're living in a post-IMARC society. The fans are always split on who they want to root for, so it doesn't really matter anymore. So long as you're telling a compelling story, them both being shitty people doesn't stop the story from being compelling. Here's the problem. The story was shitty.
Yeah, that's the thing. Charlotte, like, 1 week she was a face, and then the next it was she's not turning heel, not flirting with being heel, not, like, if I were doing the story, I would have went, Paige, screwed her in some way, and Charlotte had to cheat to win, and then Becky Lynch was, well, why did you do that? And have it be, and Flair come in and, be coaching her, and then Charlotte gets caught in the middle of, well, do I cheat and, honor my father, or do I not cheat and honor my friend? And be kind of caught in that, and at some point have to own one side or the other. But she just, on a dime, suddenly went from goody two-shoes face to, I'm a cheating heel, why don't you understand this, Becky Lynch?
Yeah, basically. And it doesn't help that, despite the fact that she was cheating her ass off all match, Paige, the other heel, wrestled perfectly clean. If they'd both been cheating, this is how you fix, even with the story they went with, even with the immediate heel turn, I've decided to be Ric Flair Jr., I am going to cheat my ass off, that Charlotte did. If they both started cheating, then it becomes a who's a cannier asshole. And that's a better story, because the fans can then be entertained by the various hijinks that ensue as each one tries to outdo the other in terms of what they're willing to cheat to accomplish.
Yeah.
And that's how you fix that. It's a really simple fix. Just have Paige cheat too, and then have Charlotte cheat better. That puts her over as a Flair, as, the dirtiest player in the game sort of mindset, puts her over as Ric Flair's kid, puts her over as a heel, as the better heel than Paige, and it helps keep Paige's gimmick of heel, nice and hot, so when you move Paige away from the title, she can feud with somebody else. It allows you to push your champion up, while at the same time not doing too much harm to your challenger. And not harming your challenger's gimmick, which is also important. But that would require them to actually respect the gimmicks of the divas, and I get the very real sense that they don't care.
Yeah, basically. I just really wish if they were going to go this route with Charlotte, picking up Flair's habit, and having an issue with Lynch where Lynch doesn't like it, I wish they would have just drawn it out a little bit, let Charlotte kind of be playing both sides at the same time until it came to an apex she had to choose. Because then no matter which she chooses, she becomes a stronger version of that side.
Yep. You're right. That would be a much better story, but I'm not gonna assume the WWE's gonna make good stories. I'm just gonna try and help them fix their shitty ones.
Yeah.
But next match?
Sure.
Alright. Main event! I called this. I knew exactly what was going to happen. There's no proof of this internet, but I don't care if you believe me, I'm not here to be cool. Right before the final swerve happened, I literally said, and cue League of Nations.
Yeah, well, I don't, this is
see, this one is a bad thing. For me, this is one false finish too many. This is the same thing, although the rest of the universe loved it. It's the same thing happened to me about midway through the Daniel Bryan trying to get the title arc. This is the point when the Daniel Bryan feud crossed the line too. And to be fair, Daniel lost like 6 more times after this, so I imagine that's what we've got to look forward to. But this is alright, you have fucked over this character out of the title one time too many. This ceases to be believable. Because if you hated him this much and didn't want him to be champion this much, you would just fire him. That's where it ceases to be believable. It breaks my suspension of disbelief, and it breaks my suspension of disbelief that the character would continue to care. Now, they do something with that, and I'm not going to take that away from them, but I want to get to it naturally. Obviously, as you can tell from what I'm saying, Sheamus wins. But the match itself was fine. The match itself was exactly the match that I knew they were going to have. A very, very physical, very bombastic, dudes beating each other up match. It was cool, it was fun, there were a lot of good spots. There was a really cool spot where Sheamus got thrown into, over the ropes into a ladder that was suspended, the same spot that they actually mentioned put him out for an injury for 6 months. Only this time it was really obvious the ladder was wooden. And made of breakaway particle board. Which is, a safer spot, but maybe stop fucking zooming in on the broken wood. Maybe, don't do that. Don't make it worse, guys.
Well, I noticed most of the match, Sheamus had, what looked like a pretty bad cut on his left bicep.
Mm-hmm. Or at the very least, a really fucking nasty bruise. He's so white, it's hard to tell sometimes. Michael Cole really played it up, but it was, that first punch of the match, fucking Roman Reigns potatoed the fuck out of Sheamus. He punched him right in the goddamn jaw.
Yeah. I think Reigns is one of the best punches in the company at the moment. I get into it every time he punches. Usually I don't give a fuck about the punch. But every time he does, he just follows through with it nicely.
He does, and normally he's not hitting someone with an actual punch. Normally he's not throwing potatoes at them. He's actually really soft in the ring if you check. But that punch, probably because of Roman mistiming where Sheamus was going to be and Sheamus coming in really fast. But Sheamus got punched right in the fucking face, and it was really hilarious. But the match was good. I had no problems with the match itself. But around about the third or fourth false, is this person going to get the title? Oh, no, wait, the other person's up. Around about the third or fourth, my pre-match prediction became really obvious that it was going to happen, so I was just sitting around waiting for okay, here's what's... Being able to tell what's going to happen in a match isn't a bad thing, so long as that thing is entertaining. I personally don't find this entertaining. I find this tiresome.
That's where we'll disagree. I liked it. My only complaint was where the fuck was Barrett.
Where the fuck was Barrett? There's a lot of complaints. Where the fuck were Dean Ambrose and the Usos? Apparently, they just don't give a fuck about their buddy.
That happens all the fucking time. The faces never come out to help each other. The heels are always there for each other.
Which really just says bad things about the faces and good things about the heels. These guys are friends. They're willing to help each other. The rising tide carries all ships and all that. Faces, man, they're heartless bastards. They don't help nobody. Except helpless veterans and what have you.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. And the match itself was good. I was mad at the term you coined. I believe I'm starting to love the eye marks. I was really mad at them because partway through the match they started chanting, "We want Cena. Cena sucks." And it was the same guys. It wasn't like you usually hear two halves of the audience chanting. It was literally, they were chanting, "We want Cena. Cena sucks." The same dudes were chanting this. Because, they were so busy shitting on the match that they were missing an actually really decent match that was happening in front of them.
Yeah. And I get Sheamus isn't everybody's cup of tea, but I enjoyed him for this run as champion.
Oh, so did I. I got nothing against Sheamus.
Yeah. Well, sometimes he fails to capture my imagination, I guess, but he's just, I like the personality he showed. They've shown him as a little cunning, and
I like Sheamus's gimmick currently. I like his stupid mohawk. I love his beard braids. They're great. I like his gimmick. You're right. He's shown as very like a brutal and canny heel. Not necessarily cowardly, just like willing to cheat and good at it in a really hateful way, and it's a good gimmick.
Yeah, and that's another thing I think the commentators should fucking put over. Like, the last confrontation they had on Raw, Roman Reigns did a promo in the ring, he had a ladder, a table, and a chair set up, and he was trying to goad Sheamus into the ring, and Sheamus was like, no, if I come into that ring, you're going to hit me with that chair. And Reigns was, okay, I'll get rid of the chair. But Sheamus, if I come into that ring, you're going to put me through the table. And, well, yes, I do want to put you through the table, but okay, fine, we'll get rid of it. No, if I come in there, you're going to hit me with a ladder. And then Reigns chucked the ladder at him. But, like, that was smart. Reigns came to this totally, but it would have worked for Michael, not JBL, but Michael to have said, well, that was fucking smart of him.
Like, I mean, sell the character. Sell the damn character. Sheamus is acting a character. He's acting as a canny, very very, like, smart on his feet kind of guy. But you're not selling me that guy. That's the problem.
It's like the characters are much more developed, but the commentators only show you the 2D version, not the 3D version.
You know what? This is actually, this is a great time to bring up something JR said. JR, Jim Ross, one of the best commentators to ever walk the earth. If you disagree, I don't care. You're wrong. But he said, wrestlers write and play the music. Commentators just provide the lyrics. That's pretty much what's happening here, is that the wrestlers are playing great music. They're doing what they should be doing. They're doing their job. But the commentators are just not doing theirs. It's not their fault. JBL's fine when he's sober. Cole is great. He's gotten a lot better. King's old. Perfectly. King's old. King's there for comedy relief. That's why he's only there on pay-per-views. But, it's not their fault. They're getting yelled at constantly by Vince or Paul or somebody. Somebody's always giving them shit about say this, don't say that, blah, 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 blah. They don't have the freedom to actually do their jobs, and it really, really shows. Because a lot of times when they're doing that stupid filler back and forth banter bullshit that gets really tired and old like halfway through any given show, where they're just giving each other shit, what they're doing is they're giving each other shit to fill time because Vince is busy yelling into their ear about the next thing he wants them to say about the match. And it really stunts things. It stunts things and makes them inorganic and shitty. And you can tell.
Yeah.
And, look, I know that they've really integrated Twitter. Twitter is now how wrestlers cut short promos. It just is. But, like, you all need to stop fucking mentioning Twitter during the match. Y'all need to stop mentioning Twitter. Stop it.
I'm good with, when they're coming down, if you want to talk about this, the hashtag, throw it in the conversation, whatever, that's fine. But mid-match, focus on the damn fighting.
Focus on the fighting. Focus on the storyline. Focus on the history between the competitors. Bring up some shit about wrestling in general. Do what JBL does and make a really fucking dated and weird reference to wrestlers nobody knows. Talk about wrestling, not fucking Twitter. It takes people out of the experience. Anyway.
I will say I'm glad what was that, couch? I'm fucking glad that experiment died in a burning inferno.
Never say never, alright? I'm sure Vince in the back of his head really wants the XFL to take off someday, okay? He's never really done with anything. He's just waiting for the right time.
Well, that's a good metaphor for rankings. But, like,
Oh, damn, son! Oh, shit, that was vicious!
But, like, it's Twitter for people that can't be concerned with misspelling things.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
I mean, basically. But yeah, they've pretty much put it on the shelf for now. Let's talk about the aftermath. if you guys hear some weird noises, it's because White Raven is home from his job at National Major Retail Chain, so he's coming in the door. Don't worry, it's not any robbers or eye marks here to kill me.
Oh, we want Cena. I mean,
But let's talk about the aftermath of the match. After the match, they do an actually very interesting thing. They do a good thing for a change.
no, hold on. I think we need to paint the picture here. After the match ended, what did you say to me?
Ah, yes, yes, yes. So the match ended in the way that I called, literally out loud, in that the oh god, I've already forgotten their stupid fucking name. Hold on, I'll get it. Don't tell me. The League of Nations. They come in and they stop Roman from winning because anyone but you, Roman. Hashtag anyone but you. They come in, they stop Roman from winning, and they beat him up, and then they kick him out. Now, here's where I thought maybe the other faces would come out, but no, Roman just does his Superman thing and hulks up and beats up the entire League of Nations. And even then, he's not quite good enough, not quite fast enough to beat up 4 dudes. And 3 dudes, excuse me. It was just 3, right?
Yeah, because where the fuck was Barrett?
Where the fuck was Barrett? So beat up 3 dudes and stop Sheamus from getting the title. Sheamus gets the title, barely. And then does his little celebration thing. And at that point, I actually, as soon as that shit happens, literally as soon as Sheamus pulled the title off the hook, I sent you a message saying, I'm done. This is one false finish too many. I'm not going to sit here and watch something that I'm not enjoying when they're clearly never going to give me the thing, which is the logical end of the story and the thing I want. If you're not going to do it, then I will just leave until you do. And if you never do, then it'll be a while. But you sent it back because you were a few minutes ahead of me, because you were watching it live and I was a couple minutes behind because I had to pause and get drinks and whatever. You said to me, watch the aftermath. So I did. And it was good. Roman actually reacted to this. He didn't shrug and go, well, golly gee, mister, I guess I'll just have to put on my boots and try again. He actually got mad and fucked them up. And he fucked up the entire League of Nations. He fucked them up again, and he fucked them up some more, until Triple H had to come out and stop him and do his, I don't know, angry wrestler whisperer shit he tries to do occasionally, which never seems to work. And then Roman gets madder, and it almost seems like it works. Like Triple H has whispered to Roman, and Roman has been calmed like the Savage Beast. And then Roman flips out again and murders Triple H, and then double murders Triple H, and then triple murders Triple H. And then seems done. And everyone's and I gotta be honest with you, for fuck's sake, they really, the announcers made this worse. This could have been much cooler. The announcers made it worse because they really fucking harped on the whole, well, he's gonna get fired, he's lost his job, he's thrown away his career, you can't attack the boss, you can never ever attack the boss, that's career suicide. Look, I'm sorry, you're in pro wrestling. That's never a gimmick you're gonna sell me. I don't buy it. I can't buy it. Stone Cold Steve Austin exists.
Well, I'm okay with JBL doing it, but Michael Cole and Lawler, they should...
yes, they should have fought back against that because that's horse shit. That's not how wrestling works. It's never been how wrestling works. You saying it just takes me out of the moment. Because it's obvious horse shit. You're obviously bullshitting. That is not how wrestling works. It never has been.
Honestly, I barely noticed it because I was just enjoying the whole fucking thing. I'm reading back my messages to you, and I clearly get more and more excited the more I'm watching.
Eventually you just sent me all caps. It keeps getting better. I assume that was when Reigns, after triple murdering Triple H, comes back and spears him one last time for good measure.
Yeah, it's I'm watching I say watch the aftermath. I think it justifies it. He's beating the shit out of the League of Nations, and then there's yes is what I say. Watch the aftermath. He's power bomb Triple H on the table, and then I shout, it keeps getting better as he fucking spears.
I just it was a good spot.
Yeah.
It really was. It's a great move for Roman Reigns' character, And here's the important part. Here's the part I love the most. The fans liked it. Even the shitty eye marks who spent all night shitting on the whole show and shitting on the entire match because they are mad Roman Reigns is in it because they're fucking babies. You'll never get me to have any other opinion. They're just mad it's not Daniel Bryan. All of them. Fuck them. But they had a moment, like you mentioned this in the Facebook message as well, and I'm gonna steal this line. They had a moment where they forgot that they were supposed to hate fuck Roman Reigns for just a second, and they let themselves be fans of wrestling. And you felt them. You felt the moment when the arena bought in to Roman Reigns, at least for tonight. They bought in and they loved watching him work. They let him do his goddamn job and didn't shit on him for 5 fucking minutes, and they were on their feet cheering.
It was beautiful to fucking see. Like, at this point, I am more on Reigns' side to see them conquer the fucking eye marks than anything.
I mean, yeah, at this point, I mean, at least a fair portion of the reason I want Reigns to be champion is because fuck those guys. You don't get to decide who gets to have a career and who doesn't. Fuck you. It was so delicious to see how huge hypocrites they are, to see how ridiculously shallow their life view is. That once they let it go and let themselves be fans for 5 motherfucking minutes, they love this guy like they goddamn well should, because he's almost crafted to be the anti-Cena.
I wish I could have been in the room with Vince McMahon when that happened, when they were chanting, "Thank you, Roman." I just imagine he orgasmed, you know?
Like, he might have lost the match, but that fucking grin on his face, like, yeah, that's right, motherfuckers. And I'm gonna be honest, this is one false finish too many for me. This is tiresome, I'm a little tired of it. But if Vince fucking managed it, if they don't, I'm assuming the eye marks are gonna turn on him tomorrow. But if they don't, if Vince managed to fucking sell them Roman Reigns, if Vince managed to hate fuck them back harder, I'm gonna be so proud of that old motherfucker.
He gets so many details wrong, but god damn it, he gets the big picture right.
And I mean, I'm actually kind of inclined to give Paul credit for it if it works. But like, I honestly don't care who it was. In the end, if whoever decided on this storyline managed to get the fans behind Roman Reigns, if they actually don't turn on him tomorrow, I'm gonna be one, I'll be stunned, and 2, you've got me. I'm watching the Rumble, I'm watching WrestleMania. I will give you at least like 3 or 4 more months to win me back over entirely, because I still love your undercard. But I swear to fuck, if he comes back out tomorrow, with no reflection on his character from tonight, if he comes back out still trying to act goofy and trying to be funny and trying to be John goddamn Cena, then you have wasted my time, because they will turn on him instantly. You need to keep him angry. He needs to be done, fed up, pissed off, because that's what they want. They want him angry. They want Stone Cold back. Not late career Stone Cold, who was just cracking jokes and cracking beers. They want early, angry, fucking fighting Brian Pillman with a gun, Stone Cold Steve Austin, because they're angry. They're tired of your bullshit, and they want to see the representative of your bullshit beaten up. It's the same reason that Vince was so good of a heel. The fans were tired of his fucking gimmicks and really wanted to see him get his ass kicked. You've got alchemy in a bottle here. Just roll with it. And if you don't, if you've wasted my fucking time and gotten my hopes up the fuck again, and you have him come back out on Monday with the same gimmick he's been having, and they turn on him again, I'm done. I am not watching your bullshit anymore just to be jerked around like this. I'm going to give it a few months till I heard he has the title and has had it for at least a pay-per-view cycle. Then I might come back and watch a pay-per-view.
Yeah, and I've been saying for a while, he needed to be angry. He needed to be hot-headed. That's a perfect character for Reigns, and I think it would, in the big picture of like him and Rollins feuding in the future, that's a perfect foil for Rollins, who could be the manipulator, the mastermind that fucks with Reigns, because Reigns isn't
he's better angry anyway. One of his best lines was delivered when he was in the Shield during a match. In a towering rage during a match, he looks at the announcers and says, "Get up, fools, this is my table now." That is a corny fucking line that everyone bought because it sounded so genuine, because he's good at being angry. He's good at being intense. He's not good at being funny. He's not. He's a charismatic guy and he has a winning smile, but he's not good at being funny. John Cena, for all his many faults, is good at being funny. He can crack a fucking joke. He's actually not that good at being serious. He has the opposite problem.
You know, I will give Reigns an ability to be a little funny, a little more humanized in the fact when he's like in the locker room with Dean Ambrose talking about something, because it's not an intense, I have to intimidate somebody, it's just a bro moment.
Yeah, he's a good bro, but like, when he has him out in the ring cutting a promo on someone, his jokes just, they fall flat. Whether he's writing them or whether someone else is writing them, he can't deliver them, whatever the case is, and they're not working.
Yeah.
But
I did love his, I thought Irishmen were supposed to like the potato line. I like the line, he must have followed through with the tater tot, though.
yeah, it's a good setup, and then the follow through just was fucked.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure the lines he's being given, but he's not, they need to stop giving him jokes, because the jokes you're writing, he can't deliver. Because, you know what, that same Tater Tots fucking joke, John Cena could have delivered that joke just fine.
Yeah.
Just fine, exact same words.
And that's, to me, again, it's Roman Reigns is a square peg, but they're trying to fit him into the circular hole that is John Cena, if you will excuse the disgusting mental images that comes along with that.
I mean, you're right. They're trying to make him Cena, too. I mentioned to you earlier, Cena makes them money, Samoans make them money. Samoan Cena must be Vince McMahon's wet dream. But that's not what Roman Reigns is going to be. If you want him to get over, you have to let him be the character that people buy. I got nothing else to say, aside from just bitching. You?
No. Like I said, it was a bare minimum pay-per-view, and the aftermath is what made me very excited. I always enjoy watching wrestling, but there's very few times that I'm sitting there excited and going, yes, do this, yes, do this, yes, do this. And I got that with the end of this one, so I'm happy.
Yeah, the aftermath really saved what could have been a very watershed I'm done moment. You guys get a week. That aftermath was cool enough that it bought you a week. You better fucking use it wisely. But
give them ultimatum.
It's a very simple ultimatum. They don't need my money. They're the WWE. They make plenty of money. But I think that about wraps us up for this week. Do you remember your line?
Everything's better when two nerds talk about it.
Ooh, so close.
Fuck it, let's get high!